The one you're doing something.
Yeah,
it's
so
like the guitar and like it starts out.
Oh, okay.
Guitar. It's a rock song that starts with
Yeah,
guitar.
that's weird. That's
Weird.
different.
That's what happens.
So unheard of. We working? We
Oh, baby, we in business. God damn. Anywho.
So I'm gonna do. I'm gonna buy all that a button that just does that.
Yeah, we have buttons that do different things, so you could like push in and it'll go wow 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 wow. We can't with when you have a third mic, but anyway, third time's a charm. We're gonna try that. So I'm Jay.
It's your boy Devin.
And this is Schumann, and this is Well the Top Shelf. So, again, special guest Schumann's here on the show today. So everybody welcome him.
Dude, I just want to say, you have the best looking beard.
You do have a really good beard.
I've never seen a beard.
And a good head of hair, too. It pisses me off.
Son of a bitch.
And,
you know, it's the reason why God made you 5'7".
Yeah.
You can't have it all.
You can't have it all. So today, our alcohol of choice is going to be Outlaw Rum, spiced rum. So Outlaw Distillery, it's a local distillery here. $25. Honestly, it's kind of fancy.
I think it is. It looks badass.
It's a decent bottle. I think the logo's cool.
They do the kind of like Maker's Mark where they
the wax.
They wax the cap. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So I've actually done. So. Yeah. So I need a knife actually. Would you throw us that knife? Oh. Okay. So I did a tour through their distillery, which is actually remarkably small, to be honest. I was surprised with how small it is.
Where's their distillery at?
It's in Utah. It's in Salt Lake. It's it's like Murray.
Gotcha. Badass. I think that's.
It's definitely a cheaper wax than Maker's Mark.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, it smells super good.
Oh, dude, that's sweet.
Yeah.
That smells so sweet.
It's like very heavy on like nutmeg or something cinnamon, something in pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
Something in pumpkin pie it's heavy on. So
cinnamon and pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
Looky there, we already have some.
Oh my gosh!
Weird.
Actually, smell it in your glass. It smells just like a pumpkin pie.
Like Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So this stuff is honestly my favorite during the Christmas from October to December. I'll drink a lot of this stuff, and then it kind of dies down, and then I drink other stuff. But this is pretty.
Well,
all right, let's try it.
Oh, that's really good.
Super heavy on those spices.
Yeah.
It's not like a spiced, like a Captain Morgan type of spice.
It's almost like
cloves or something too. But anyway, keep going.
Sailor Jerry's mixed with like Fireball.
See, I don't get any.
Heavy on the Fireball.
See, I don't get any of the
I
like.
get the light taste of
I don't get the
Fireball,
red cinnamon taste of.
You don't get that, dude. That's all I'm getting right now. It's not.
So
bad.
anyway,
Fireball's ass.
Yeah,
it's actually pretty decent.
Would you mind handing me the bottle? Ooh, that went down warm.
Yeah.
So the stuff I like to do with this is you get a little bit in there, mix it with.
How much is that bottle?
$25.
That's not bad.
I don't think it's bad at all.
For a $25 bottle, yeah.
And it's pretty strong. The firepower on it is 43% alcohol.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
6 proof.
So.
Quick math.
Quick math.
He times it. Anyway, you mix it with some Honeycrisp pure pressed apple juice. Yo, try
Pretty
it.
good.
It's
Well, first of all, the liquor itself, what would you rate it?
I fucking love this stuff. As far as rums are concerned, especially mixing, I'm gonna go kind of high on this one. I think it's an 8.6.
Shit.
For $25. It's $25. You can mix it. It tastes amazing. It's probably the best spiced rum I've ever had.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So when you say 8.6, are you rating like the alcohol and the price, or just?
That all encompasses it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, obviously, Blue Label is on a really high scale. I mean, it was super good. And the reason it's not really a 10 is the price, right? Like, if that was a $60 bottle, I'd be like 10 all day. You just buy this stuff, right? So you have to kind of take it into
Take
play.
that into
Yeah,
consideration.
yeah.
as well. Okay, I got you.
Where you at?
I love this stuff.
For rum, because I'm not a real big rum drinker. Like I'm
Mhm.
more of like whiskey and beer kind of redneck. But I would agree with the 8 cents.
See, I'm way off scale on that.
Really?
I'm gonna go 7.3.
Really?
Yeah. It's not my favorite. It's not the worst.
Oh, dude, I can drink
But
this
this
stuff
is like
all day.
a rum that I can keep drinking and like not
Yeah.
being.
No,
heavy into
let me
rum.
try it.
That's hard.
Let me mix it. Let me try a mixer.
1, 2, 3. Wow, that's about actually how much I have.
You have
Some?
that one? Yeah. This positioning is great until I gotta like do things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Mixing it, that's a whole different ball game.
Yeah, dude, this stuff for mixing is super good.
This literally tastes like apple pie.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's straight up apple pie.
Well, then it being a $25 bottle too. You know, taking the bank.
Oh my god.
I know.
Have a mixer now?
Oh,
I would
shit.
go. I'd still go. I'd change it to about a 7.8. 7.
Okay.
I don't quite think it's an 8, but for its price, because it wasn't bad by itself. As a mixer, oh my god.
Yeah, especially with apple juice. Yeah.
So delicious.
I like it, especially like I said, Christmas time. It's one of those easy ones where if you guys have like, so my family does a lot of sangrias during Christmas time. And this is an easy one for me to bring to a place and you can make a large amounts of it without like having 80 different things. So the one problem with sangria, if you're going to somebody else's house, they're taking a huge jug of it.
Yeah.
Where you're like, hey, do you mind if I spend half an hour cutting fruit and
Right.
pouring
Preparing everything at
10
your
bottles of wine into this?
Right.
Where this, I could bring 4 bottles and 5 gallons of apple juice. Boom, I'm ready to go.
Right. Yeah.
And it's still Christmassy
that's
time.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It
pretty good.
was cold out. You heat it up. You got
Mhm.
nice, like,
Oh, yeah, that and a hot cider and a hot toddy.
Hell yeah.
Hot toddies are virgin, though, right?
I don't know.
You can put whiskey in it.
Yeah, you can put whiskey in anything. Right?
Capri Sun, whiskey.
Yeah.
I've actually done that before.
What Capri Sun?
Yeah, the Pacific Cooler.
Oh, I was just gonna say what flavor. He
Yeah.
already knew.
Yeah.
You cut the tops off of them, pour them all into your glass, and
Fuck yeah.
do your whiskey, vodka, whatever.
You have a problem.
Yeah. With buying chasers. Like, what are you doing?
Poor Bronson.
You're never gonna see those high seas.
Those high seas, a lot harder to get into.
Yeah,
They're not as
that's
easy
true.
with Capri Suns cutting
That's
off the
true.
top. Yeah, I've tried that. Yeah, I have tried that.
So what's up, man?
How much, dude?
Dude, thanks for coming out and drinking with us.
Yeah.
Last time I think we drank is when I threw up all over your bathroom.
Yeah, and then I threw up right after you.
Yeah.
That was good times.
Good
I
time.
stayed upstairs.
He stayed awake.
You did.
He stayed up and awake. Yeah,
You
you
got my
passed
hair, I
out.
held yours. It was
Yeah.
cute.
That was the funny thing is, so I order pizza. We're drinking, order pizza. You go downstairs, Dev, throw up, come back up. I'm like, oh, I'm feeling better. And then you start like passing out. He throws up, comes up, and he's like all pretty much ready to go to bed. I'm just awake, not throwing up in his house going, I don't think I'm going to leave.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. That was the best pizza I've ever eaten, too.
Yeah,
We
I
drank so much that night.
Yeah, we did.
We-
And
So much.
we did mix gin and juice and
We were making Negronis.
Negronis,
right?
yeah.
Oh.
that was it.
So we started out with Negronis, started out fancy,
Yeah.
got ghetto real quick with the gin and juice.
I do appreciate you letting me sleep in your spare bed.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know you let your dog sleep on the bed. Though. I woke up just like sand all in my face.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That was funny about that is like I went to bed and I remember I woke up Heidi because I stumbled into bed and she looked at me and she was like, "Did you wash the sheets before he went to sleep?" And I was like,
You know,
"Nah."
he don't give a shit. And I did it. I did not give a shit.
Not till I was sober.
Yeah, when I was sober, sleeping on sandpaper, bro. It was so bad. All honesty, it was bad. I woke up, my face was scratched. But you know what? I had somewhere to sleep, so that was nice.
That was nice.
Yeah, Barry can be a chooser.
Exactly.
I Ubered home, and I only remember like a 30 seconds of that. That's the scary thing about Ubers.
When you
Is-
fucked up, yeah.
When you're messed up, dude, I don't get how girls do it. I'll be honest. Like, me as a guy, I'm always like, dude, if he robbed me, he's got me all day. I'm not going to be able to, like, take any gun, right? Like, I'm going to be like, here's my wallet. Can you still give me a ride home?
You just drop me off at home and
Yeah.
call the police.
I'll leave my wallet. So, but yeah, that was a year ago about, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was December of last year.
Was Heidi pregnant then? Or did she get pregnant that night? Yeah, boy!
And I was in the house for that. Fuck yeah.
No, I don't think she was. No, it must have been December of last year.
Yes. When was he born?
So he was born in June.
Oh, then she was.
Yeah.
Quick math.
Yeah.
So she was about 2 or 3 months.
I think she hadn't announced it to me yet, though. So like she was like still in the early stages.
Okay.
Because she.
How did she tell you?
There was this whole thing. It was like a bunch of late birthday presents, and getting ready for work. And she's like, "Hey, do you want to open up these presents?" Like they were a little late, and I was like, "Yeah, sure." Go up, and she like bought me a 12-pack of my favorite energy drinks from Jocko Willink, and so I was like freaking out over those. I'm like, "Oh, this is
shameless
awesome."
plug.
Yeah, shout out Jocko for president. But got those, and she was like, "Okay, now open the next one." And she had set her phone up. My oblivious ass was just like still fanning over the Jockos,
Mm-hmm.
but she had recorded me opening up another box, and it was a much lighter box. And so I opened it up, and she had like those little signs that like you push the letters into place to make words and everything, like the OG signs. It's got like velvet on it, and you like press your letter in. You know,
Still not tracking.
Okay,
It's
Sorry, we're poor.
It's a Pinterest thing.
yeah.
A Pinterest thing, yeah.
It's a Pinterest thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she had put in there baby coming soon or something like that, and then a little like plushie, a onesie, and then the pregnancy test right there.
Fuck yeah.
I'm just picturing you going, the fuck? I'm way too old for these. Throwing it aside, looking for the next present.
Well, and it wasn't like I remember I didn't know what to do. Like I just was kind of like standing. Yeah.
Did you cry?
Yeah, I cried like a little bit.
So I didn't cry when I found out. Ours wasn't as like romantic as that, right? But I do remember crying the first time I heard the heartbeat and they show you the ultrasound.
Oh yeah.
Right? You have no idea what you're looking at, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's the head. I'm like you would
It's like
know.
A fucking alien.
Yeah. They're like, that's the head. I think they just make shit up. I think they're like, ooh, there it is. No.
That doesn't look normal.
But I did cry then.
Remember those 3D ultrasounds? That came
Yeah,
out
dude,
now?
they're scary. Have you seen them?
Yeah. They're
Oh,
terrifying.
dude, I'll show you ours. We spent extra money for that. And oh my god, that was freaky.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
I really wanted to
I
get
remember.
that.
Yeah, I cried when I found out she was pregnant with Darian.
Really?
Yeah. Well, one, I was 17, so.
You were crying because
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'd
How
heard.
did we find? Oh, I know how we found out, dude. True story. We went to Dollar Tree and bought a pregnancy test. And
I never want to
Damn,
risk.
She peed on a stick in a porta john. So there you go.
The more
At least that's not where you were conceived.
Yeah.
Mine, me and my wife were fooling around, and she's like, "Oh, stop! My boobs are super tender," and I went, "Oh, wait, what? What did you say?" She goes, "Oh," she goes, "Don't. My boobs are really tender." And I was like,
Fuck.
all right. Well, we tried once,
Yeah.
right? So we're like, hey, it was right before we were getting married. It was like maybe 5 months before. It was 4 months, easy math. So we're fooling around. I was like, hey, let's just try to have a baby. Who cares? We've been together for 4 years. Let's try to have a baby. And who cares if you're pregnant during the wedding? Who cares?
Yeah.
It's not going to affect my drinking. And
Absolutely.
so she was like, okay. So we tried once, and I was like, you know what? You might get like bigger for the wedding. You probably don't want that. So I was like, so never mind. Let's not. After the one time trying, and that one time we got pregnant.
You know
So
what it is?
I got Michael Phelps, baby.
Sniper.
Yeah, he's just ready to go. Just ready to go. So but we found out because she was, and so we got 2 sticks from the local grocery store.
The name brand ones?
Name brand
Yeah.
ones.
Whatever.
We spent
You
the
wanna be
extra
sure.
money.
Whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you don't want to roll the dice.
Yeah,
on the-
exactly.
I mean, more power
Yeah,
to you for the dollars.
Yeah,
store
the
and it
dollar
worked
ones
out.
And the porta potty. That's
Well, that's not where he was conceived. He was conceived in the back of a 99 Honda.
wow, nice, dude. You're a
I
baller.
remember, God, where was that? Prom night? winter form. One of those nights, I forget what they call them, but yeah. There you go, man.
Prom.
Finding out things you didn't even know you wanted to know.
Your daddy got lucky in the back of the Honda.
When you so you didn't have this when you guys both had boys first. So mine is a girl, right? And I remember everybody afterwards was like, oh, you having a girl? They're like, oh, you should have done it this way. You should have done it this way. So girls, I noticed, would give me the Chinese star something.
Did they do the string on the ring on a string to tell you if you're gonna have a boy or a girl? Did they ever do that?
No, we went to Western medicine. I don't know where the hell you went.
Dude, that's
a shaman?
I think that's
a legit thing.
That's a legit thing. Like if it swings one way, it's like a boy. If it goes another way, it's a girl.
If it's going in a circle, it's a girl.
Or
And if
like
it's swinging, it's a boy.
There's no way that's legit.
Nah, being legit, no.
But it's a thing. Yeah, it's not legit, but it's a thing. All right.
Like my grandma did it for like all of us. My mom. That was my Cuban side. So
your Cuban side. So did your grandma? Whenever you get sick, did your grandma ever rub a boiled egg?
Yeah. Curale. And she's like,
the more you know, bro.
She's like recited a prayer. It was the whole thing. I could be
Thanks,
saying that wrong for anybody watching this.
Fact
checking it. I don't know if it's right. But
nobody's fact checking a curale or whatever you just said.
Yeah, how do you even spell a curale? Okay, so no, I didn't do the ring or put a boiled egg on my wife or whatever.
It's a real thing, bro. Get some culture.
Anyway, no, that's cool if that's your culture. I'm sorry, that's not funny to make fun of. Anyway, I just don't know. Anyway, we'll get off that. No, we went and got like tested, but it was really funny. Afterwards, guys always did positions. Guys were always like, "No, you were supposed to do it like this."
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Well, they were like, "Oh, well, you need to do this, and you have to have her leg right here, and then you got to high five in the middle of it." And guys were like all the sexual. Girls were always like this Chinese calendar that they were like, "Oh, if it's born on 3, 4, days 3, 4, 5, it's a girl." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" But it was just funny to see girls and guys how they, because you always hear about girls. I don't know if yours was in the back of 99, so I doubt it. But where they're like, "Oh, it's not menstruating. What's
ovulating?
Ovulating. That's the word I'm thinking of."
Here for you.
There's that public school.
Yeah. Ovulating, and they're like, "Oh, we got," and they kind of like it's like a routine to try to have the certain baby at certain times because they know they're ovulating. I've never done that. Have you guys done that?
Like followed an No, hell no, bro.
Nah, she wasn't super like. We were more along like the lines of like what you were talking about, like where we were trying, but we weren't committed.
Not me. Dude.
Yeah.
His mom's Hispanic, bro. We just got it in whenever we could. And didn't take much, bro. Didn't take much.
That's funny. Yeah.
There's another. What else? Another. Oh, if you're pregnant and on a full moon or some bullshit like that, you'll get like it'll hurt the baby. You gotta like
the moon cycle
some
determines
bullshit.
whether
I
or
can't
not they're gonna
remember.
have defects and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah, I heard of that.
There's a bunch of weird.
So I haven't heard that one. Like some type of werewolf, your kid's gonna come out just like, like what? Kind of weird ass superstition.
That's actually kind of cool.
A lot of people have weird superstitions when it comes to children.
Yeah,
and just babies and children. It's always funny to hear moms who haven't had their first kid yet, like they're pregnant with their first, and moms who have had 3 or 4 kids, right?
Yeah.
Even one. It's always funny when my wife is talking to other new moms. They'd be like, "I can't eat that.
Yeah.
I can't do that." So I always make jokes. Last time we joked, I was like, "You're not going to eat sushi because you're having a baby?" And they're like, "No, it's bad for the baby." And I'm like, "Missy drank during her pregnancy. Like, she got plastered all the time. Our kid's fine."
Yeah.
And I'm just joking. And Missy goes,
Stutters,
she runs in circle. Like, she literally can't run straight. But no. And then Missy's like, "Only a couple times." And I'm like, "Whoa, we keep that to ourselves."
we
don't share.
Baby dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, Heidi started out like that. Like
Drinking a lot? I know.
No.
Oh, I get it. That's how Missy was.
Nah, she was super pissed that she wasn't able to drink a lot. Like every time we went out, she made sure to remind me.
That's the best
Yeah.
part.
But like I had a DD for like
8 months. Yeah, 8 months because they don't know for the first, and so
Yeah.
you're like, eh.
They're all getting fucked up the first month.
Yeah. But after that, you're like, DD, you can't drink.
Yep.
But she was, when her first kid, Missy wouldn't have any sushi, lunch meats. Like, I mean, she, well, yeah, about 6 months in, she's dropped that and started eating Arby's like mad. Like, you know how girls, like, some girls will eat dirt. Did your wife have any weird cravings?
nothing crazy. Like it was like the standard shit, like Taco Bell.
Standard shit.
That's super normal. I thought.
Anything,
but like
delicious?
just like normal food. Like she didn't have like a severe craving. Like I know when my mom was pregnant with me, like it was chocolate ice cream and dill pickles, like together.
I hear pickles a
It's
lot.
it's a fucking Hispanic thing. His mom loved pickles when she was pregnant with him.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that her weirdest craving? Some women will eat dirt.
I've heard
That's like
that.
that's like a common thing. Did you eat dirt? Oh, you like waved your hand like you did.
So it says the most common substances craved during pregnancy are dirt, clay, and laundry starch.
And what?
Laundry starch.
Also, like the soap, like the powder soap.
Who the fuck?
Look
That's
at
why
you
kids-
getting better at the Googling skills. They talk a little bit.
Yeah, I
of
know.
shit.
That's
He's on
why,
the keys, man.
Who the fuck is? What is wrong with you bitches?
Yeah.
God damn.
And that. So I was.
Clay. Ugh.
I'm glad Missy never did any of that, right? Because
I'm glad. Too.
I think you'd have to leave. You have to leave them, right? Like the minute they're outside, you're like,
That's where the Tide Pod challenge came from.
Yeah.
The pregnant bitches.
but
Damn.
hers was Arby's, dude. Every day
Who doesn't love Arby's?
she would eat 2 every day. She would eat it twice a day. She would get 2 of the half-pound Arby's sandwiches and go through both of them,
Yeah.
like just scarf them down. Anytime she was doing anything, she's like eating these things. And I've never been more disgusted, but also more attracted to my wife in my entire life. Because it's disgusting how she's eating, just but at the same time, you're like, get it, girl. You get it.
Yeah.
Also, did you find your wife more attractive being pregnant? Oh, actually, don't answer that. Don't answer that. That was a stupid question.
Yeah, that was.
Let me re-ask my question. Let me just make a comment. I find pregnant women very attractive.
Pregnant women are hot as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Everything that I did when my wife was pregnant, like I was just scared because like I'm not known for being like the most gentle person. So like I just like worried about like her.
Hulk smash. God damn. See, I've never had to worry about that because my dick's small. So I never worried about that. About ever hurting the kid, ever even getting even close to that.
Poor kid.
Hey, get out of here.
That was like it wasn't that I didn't find her attractive at all. Like I thought, I
Yeah,
still think she's like the most beautiful girl ever. But
yeah,
that's
you're swinging out of your league for
no,
sure.
I punched above my weight class.
Yeah, punch above your weight
Yeah.
class. That's what's called.
But either way, like it was just everything. Like even after she had the kid, like when we were in the hospital, I still was sleeping like shit because the bed they give the dads is complete
Yeah.
ass, and she just kept like hounding me, like you can just lay in the bed with me. And I was like, no, I can't. And she was like, why? And I was like, because if I roll over or something, like I'm gonna fucking hurt you somehow. So like
She's like, I'll just push you
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
But you're so worried. She's like,
yeah. So like with the
smash.
eating thing, like she was like super into like wanted to have turkey sandwiches and like all that stuff, which I found out is okay like after it's been steamed, but she didn't want to get the sandwich toasted from Subway, so she would be like, it would start arguments with
Who
us.
doesn't like a toasted sandwich? That's
I know.
The only way
I
to
don't.
get Subway.
with the, I know,
Yeah.
weird bastard.
Animal.
See, with the bed situation, I was kind of worried about the same thing. And the bed that they give us is crappy. So me and Missy would switch halfway through the night. She'd go sleep on the dad bed. I'd sleep on the hospital bed. It was kind of nice to get in a couple Z's. So
Yeah, I toughed it out until like day 2.5. And
Really?
she could tell I was just tired of shit.
Did you ever sleep with your daughter when she was a newborn? You ever throw her in the bed with you?
not super newborn, but I would say about 6 months. Yeah, I did.
That's still the worst sleep of your life, right? Because you're just like this and praying to God you don't move.
Yeah. Well, and Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. So I have like nightmares about it, right?
Yeah.
I only did it once, really once, and it scared me. So I gave her my back,
Mhm.
and I woke up and I didn't realize I gave her my back.
She put you in a rear naked.
No, baby, it's just like no. But when I woke up, obviously she's not in my arms,
Yeah.
right? She's behind me, so I start freaking out, and then I couldn't do it after that.
Really?
Mhm.
My fear was, just gonna like smother him.
Yeah, I don't want
Luckily,
to.
though, I sleep like a fucking brick. Like as soon as I'm out, I'm out. I don't move at all. So that was always nice.
See, I don't want to be the fat dad that rolled over on his kid.
That's what I'm saying.
right? So that's why she's in a crib.
Because then that shit's gonna be all over the news.
Well, yeah, and just knowing that, like, you fat fucking asshole, you know what I mean? Like, my tit is the thing that killed her, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want that. Like, dude, that's
fair.
terrible. It's not really my. I just don't want to look super fat. Like, and that's, well, I mean, I do look super fat, but I don't want to die super fast. That's the reason I want to lose weight.
No, you don't.
I
I know I waited like 4 seconds.
Yeah, that was way too long. He had to think about
No, you don't.
I just don't want, like, you just don't want to be that fat guy, right? It's the same reason, like, I can't be, you could do the same thing. You guys can be at the front of a line at a buffet and it doesn't look bad, right? I got to be like 3 guys in, right? Like when we have our Christmas parties and stuff like that, I'm always 3 guys in where it looks like I'm just like nonchalant, like, oh yeah, we in line for food, that's cool. But because the first 2 people are always like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's get food. And then I go and get food, right? But really, I'm like trying to stiff arm people out of the way, and so
I told you my what Sear is, right? I told you my Sear story, right? That training. They threw that potato sack over me, right? And you have to hold on to the guy in front of you, and everybody has to march in order or whatever. And I remember when we got off the bus doing that, I heard a voice. I want the fat one. And I remember thinking, like, thank God. Like, shit, man. So there's that. And then another time at boot camp, I remember I was going to the showers, and everybody would go with the towel wrapped down, and you just grab all your shit and go. And I remember I passed the instructor's dorm, and he yelled out, "Hey, fat boy!" I kept walking, bro. I was not about to acknowledge that.
That was them trying to set you up right there.
Oh, yeah.
So when I went to China, I trained with a bunch of Shaolin monks. There was like probably 60 kids under 16 there, right? And have you guys ever been molested by 60 kids that are under 16? Here, I'll give you a story after this one. But the one thing is we would always...
Not that I'm going to admit to on camera.
We used to take our shirts off when we train, right? Because you train for about 12 hours, and they don't have washer and dryers. So your stuff started to smell like balls 3 hours in. Yeah, so we had certain underwear that we would wear that smelled like garbage, and pants that would smell like garbage, and we kept all our other clothes clean that we only wore after we showered. We used to go to this like bathhouse and bathe, and then we'd put on our good clothes, right? Anyway, they would always come up and rub my belly. Like full-grown adults would come up, like an 80-year-old lady would always come up, for good luck. And I'm like, fuck. One, I love belly rubs. So it was kind of nice, but it's also kind of hurtful that they're like, your belly is good luck for wealth. Yeah. And it was kind of, so there was pros and cons to it. Again, the con is everybody pointed out you were fat, right? They'd like come and like grab your titty, or they'd rub your belly and just like sit there forever rubbing your belly. Now, on the other hand is you got somebody to rub my belly. So you're like, all right. It sucked that it was like a 13-year-old boy, but you just took what you could get, right? The other thing is like you would get a bunch of girls taking pictures with you because they wanted to come to America and they thought you were rich, right? And joke's on them. But I'm just a fat ass. So we would do that, and they would always rub my belly. It was kind of embarrassing.
I'm embarrassed for you listening to that story.
Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing. Yeah.
Yeah, that breaks my heart.
Yeah, it was pretty embarrassing.
If this table and these mics weren't in the way, I'd give you a hug right now.
I'd cry if the camera was on. So...
What was your I'm a fat ass moment? Have you ever had one?
Yeah, shut the fuck
Because you're
up.
not, but just throwing that out there.
I've had a couple, like in boot camp, because like back in high school, like I was, growing up, overall, I was always like a little fat kid because I was short, and football, like same thing, but I could lift a lot of weight, so it like kind of balanced out. and
That 100% balance out.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit if you're 5'7", you're benching 315?
Yeah. Nobody ever looks at the lineman in the NFL like, fatty!
Yeah.
No, they bench like 700 pounds.
but I think the only one that the one that immediately comes to mind is the most recent one, where we were hanging out at that 7-Eleven, and I grabbed one of the buffalo rollers, threw some chili and some cheese on that,
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
you're
what
like,
I
yeah, ultimate fat boy move, and I was like, yeah, that's the first thing that came to my mind, and then I walked to the.
Oh, I was your guy. Aw, man. I was like complimenting because that's the move.
Yeah, no, like I agree. Like it did.
You ever had a buffalo roller from 7-Eleven?
No.
Throw it on a fucking hot dog bun and throw some chili and cheese on it. Oh, dude, so fucking good.
That is the ultimate fat guy move.
I was super hungry. I didn't get lunch that day.
Well,
But like that's the one that comes to my mind. Nah, you're good. Like it don't bother me none. But yeah,
that's the best fat moment you got. All right. Yeah, we've lived different lives. Yeah.
See, the problem is though that like since the kids come, like I can't. Like I've gained weight. Definitely gained weight. Like I've noticed it.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. On this last like work, like the last like 4 or 5 months, dude, I've gained quite a bit, to be honest.
So,
dude, I need to like start losing it because it's disgusting. I saw me on the camera and I'm like, ugh. Everyone's all look down. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, see, I'm the same way. Like I see pictures, like recent pictures, and I'm like, damn, I put on some weight. I need to go do cardio, but I don't want to.
Fortunate enough to where you can grow a solid fucking beard.
Yeah.
So if you ever had a double chin, you don't even have to worry about it because your beard covers it.
Yeah.
We're fucked. Look at this.
Yeah, I've got the like neck beard. The only problem is it's not good enough. It almost like accentuates the.
Yeah, it's like look at my fucking fat ass chin.
Yeah, exactly. The rest of cover.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I can't even grow that.
Yeah, that's yeah, we've lived different lives for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
1, 2,
You
3,
were
4. Oh, okay.
Marines, man.
Oh yeah, you're a Marine.
Badass.
Yes, sir.
Semper Fi.
You can't say that, bro. You're not.
What does that mean?
Semper Fi. So
Semper
it's short
Fidelis.
for Semper Fidelis. And I'm probably not getting picked up by the mic. It means always faithful.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's Italian. Yeah, I did 4 years in
Latin. I think it's Latin.
Latin, yeah, not Italian. My bad.
That's what I got.
Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Not the same thing. Shit.
You know, you gotta.
You gotta have the hand.
That's how you speak Italian.
I did 4 years in the Marine Corps infantry,
Oh, cool.
so that was fun.
Active duty.
Yep, active duty.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever deployed?
We did 2 deployments. We call them deployments, but they're not really deployments. At least in my eyes, personally, everybody has a different take on it, and depends on. How you
Don't
look at
pander
it.
to people.
But
Yeah.
like the way I look at it, if Pizza Hut and Subway are down the road, then it's not a deployment. And Pizza Hut and Subway were literally like could be delivered to your room on my deployments. So it's
How
like
long were you there for?
6 months, both times.
Sounds like
Where at? Well, it depends. Hold on. Where?
Okinawa, Japan.
It's not a deployment.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
However, awesome place to get
Oh,
deployed.
yeah.
That's like, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I want to join the military just to get deployed in Okinawa. Like that's everybody that I've talked. I know a lot of people who've been deployed to Okinawa, and I'm like, is that just where everybody goes?
I mean, during the peacetime, yeah. Like when we're not doing like active wartime deployments, like
Yeah.
you get to go out and work with. Like I worked with the Japanese Defense Force.
Oh, cool.
So like we went to mainland Japan and like got to see
a bunch of badasses. I bet.
what
Pretty badass.
the Japanese.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
nah, not really.
See, I was thinking like maybe I'm thinking still kicking it old school like samurais and shit.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, are you talking? Their defense team is in Okinawa, though, right?
No, they're in,
Oh, it's
they're
on the mainland.
Yeah.
Oh, that is weird.
So they don't have a.
They have like great martial arts.
They don't have offense-based military. It's a defense force. Like it's made strictly to defend Japan.
When
at
you're
least was
like
my
so
understanding.
small, I bet you that's kind of have to.
Yeah. So we worked with them a lot, and they got to teach them the way we do our job, and then hang out with them too. They got to see how because I was a mortarman, so they got to see how we ran the gun and how we launched mortars, and then they would show us their way of doing it. We got to also train with the South Korean Rock Marines.
Oh, cool.
Which for those that don't know, South Korea, you have to serve in the military. Like you don't get an option.
Yeah.
A lot of countries are like
I think they
that.
should
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
Like I think it's a great idea
Because they only have to do a year, though, right?
Yeah, it's like they have a. I don't think it might be.
I think it's like the Israeli army where you have to spend 1
Yeah,
year.
you got to do like 1 year in the
Yeah.
military, but like the dudes that went into the Rock Marines, they had to choose to go to the Rock Marines, and your enlistment's actually longer, and so they're a little more adept than like the standard South Korean military.
They don't like use like slingshots with rocks, right? Like, why are they called Rock Marines? Do you know?
It's because it stands for Republic of Korea, so it's ROK.
ROK.
Yeah, but we call them Rock Marines.
Yeah, you fucking idiot.
But got to train with them too. They're a bunch of crazy
Everybody
assholes.
knows that.
Like we would do room clearing training, and you'd like punch into your room. For us, we would throw a sim grenade, which is just we call them blue bodies, and you pull it, and it has the fuse, so it makes the pop. But that's about it. Like it just pops, and then to simulate throwing a frag, because when you're room clearing,
You can't throw real frags.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And what in the MOUT, like our Bible for urban operations, you want to be using frags as much as possible.
Corinthians 2:4.
Yeah,
I remember that.
So they would clear the room though, and they had these little like ceramic grenades that would actually like blow up and like shatter. And nobody told me and like the other mortarmen that were hiding in this room to be their op 4 or their opposing force that they had those. And so they threw that.
Who took a shard?
Nobody took a shard, luckily. But like they threw that shit in there. And I remember like I was posted up in the corner, like I'd flipped the table and like had my rifle like trained on the door, just hanging out, waiting for them to come in. And I was just gonna start opening up. That thing came in, it hit the wall, hit the ground, and I was just staring at it like, oh, okay, it's a blue body. And then it popped, and I saw shit fly, and I immediately just ducked. I was like, oh, shit! They threw a real
Hell yeah.
But it ended up just being ceramic. But yeah, like they're a bunch of crazy dudes.
Woo!
Yeah.
Damn.
But
Crazy wild and out.
Yeah, goddamn. Throwing ceramic frags. Gangsters, dude. That is kind of cool.
But overall, like it really felt like just a lot of training. Like that's really what my deployments.
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool to like get to go and see the world a little bit. Like it was one specific part, but
especially on somebody else's dime. Fuck
yeah, exactly. Like getting out for free,
and Japan's expensive.
Yeah,
to go there is crazy pricey.
Yeah, well, and having like we got to go to mainland Japan, and we were at camp base Mount Fuji, and like we could see Mount Fuji. And
this has nothing to do with the military, but it does have nothing to do with Japan. Did you ever find these vending machines that sell panties?
In mainland Japan, yeah.
You found them?
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I looked it up a lot to try to find them because that was going to be the thing I brought home all my buddies. Right? It was like a joke. Because I feel like you always should go, when you go to another country, you should buy your buddy stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I don't want to, I don't mind spending like, $15 to $20 per person. That's fine. But I want to get them like a gag gift. Like I don't want to just be like, oh, here's a little samurai or like, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. So I was like, I got to find these women's panties because that's such a that's like a gift that I would give. Right. And I'm sitting there. So dude, I was going to be honest. I was looking all over the place. I was trying to Google places, but I had I had a certain amount I could Google due to my phone stuff being across the state stuff. But it's also something you can't just ask people, right?
Yeah, you don't want to be that
I want to buy women's panties. Do you know where I can do that? Like they're going to.
So you actually say it's a legit thing, huh?
Yeah, it's a legit thing.
I know it's a legit thing. It's just finding them.
Yeah, finding them's difficult. It was on one of our drunken adventures where all of us were just like,
dude, I had
no
all
fucking
of them.
way, that's real.
Dude, I had all of the drunken adventures. I was so pissed.
Yeah, but
my brother was even after like 6 days was like, dude, are we going to keep doing this? I'm like, we must find the Holy Grail. Like, I was very adamant about it.
It's very much Lord of the Rings.
Thing.
Had to find it. And no, they exist.
I also would have looked like a perv because I'd have bought 10 of them. I would have been
I'm just a new tenor.
The problem is that
how long has that guy been there?
There's like joints where you can go in and it looks like a bar. It looks like a normal bar. And you go in, you hang out, get your drinks, and they got like a bunch of just women everywhere. and they'll go and they'll hang out with you.
Kitty bars.
Yeah, and then at the end of your stay, you have to leave. Like, you go to leave, but Mama-san stops you, and she like security rolls up with her, and you got to pay the tab. And like those tabs are like, one dude dropped like almost, I want to say it was almost close to $2,000.
So
Like,
this
converted
is
to yen.
Jesus.
so
Yeah.
strip clubs kind of do this, and I think that most people go for this aspect. I mean, obviously it's to see girls naked, right? But so kitty bars, what they do is they just hang on you. They tell you how funny you are, and they just give you attention. So you feel like a ladies' man, right? And then you leave, and you're good. And I think a lot of guys go to strip clubs for that reason, because girls will be like, "You're so sexy. I love how your hair's receding," and you're like, "Oh, thanks." But I think that would be very popular in the States, where girls, they don't have sex with you, right? They just hang on you.
I did get a lap dance one time. The stripper kept complimenting how soft my jeans were. It's like these Levi 501s. No big deal.
Got them at the Walmart. $25. And that's my. I think that those would do really well here,
Oh yeah.
because they made me feel good. They're going violent, and they're like, they're laughing at you like that. You're like, shut up! I didn't even say anything funny yet.
Oh,
Like
man.
for me, like I went to like the more Americanized bars. Like I never really, like on mainland, I never really went to any of the bars. I didn't look to get fucked up there, just because it was.
No, that's all I did.
Dude, they have all you can drink bars that you pay.
Really?
Yeah, you pay per hour, and then you can drink as much as you want, and they just keep filling up your beer, and you just keep drinking. So you have to drink.
I heard Ireland does something like that too, where they actually have the taps at your table. So you just
Oh,
fill
that'd
it,
be
and then
cool.
it measures per ounce that comes out.
Oh, that's pretty
So
cool.
you just pay it that way.
So yeah, Japan does you pay per hour. So you have to have 5 beers in an hour to make up for it, in my
Make your
opinion.
money.
Because I'd say beers are about what, $5 for a
Pint.
pint.
Yeah.
7 if you're buying good stuff, but
Yeah.
let's say 5 because it's probably garbage beer.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you'd have to drink 5 to get your money. I think it's about $25 an hour. So a lot of people don't do it because they're like, well, you have to drink so much. And I'm sitting there going like, I'd get my money's worth.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'd get riggedy
Like,
wrecked.
You go to a buffet and just make a plate?
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
I hate when people do that.
I did that wrong then.
Yeah.
I went to like the samurai museum and shit.
I did go to a couple of those. They like went to one samurai museum, then one ninja one, where they were like, we're the only place that teaches ninjutsu. And I'm like, cool, can I buy a shuriken? And that was about all I did. I didn't want to feel like Chris Farley in the great, like the Beverly Hills Ninja, where I'm like this. Like, I didn't want to do that. So I was like, hey, let's dip.
Yeah.
That was good times. There's also a place called Gangbang. I actually have a picture of it. I'll show you guys. It's just called Gangbang. I never went in because with that type of name.
Yeah, what does it do?
Well, I don't know.
What is that?
It has a giant gorilla hanging off, and it says "gangbang" underneath.
Oh, that's what
I wasn't
don't
gonna-
want to figure
Yeah,
out.
I don't want to figure out.
You know, that's
I don't want to be
the
like, hey,
best
I'm,
club ever, the
what's
worst club.
going on? And they knock me out, and then there's, I wake up and
Yeah.
I see a bunch of blurry dicks, and
So I'm saying the best club ever, the worst club ever.
Yeah.
Who knows? It's just one of those you don't want to find out.
yeah. So we never went in, but we stood at the door for about 15 to
That's
20
when you gotta
minutes.
Tell a buddy to just go.
Well, it's just me and my brother, and I'm like,
You
I
tell
can't.
him to just go.
I can't be like, hey, you want to get raped? Like, I was like, ah. So, hypothetically, we went into this place with a bunch of Yakuza, and my brother is doing his own thing. We're not going to say what he was doing, but he's doing his own thing.
Yeah.
And I'm standing by, and I look over, and this Yakuza guy looking right at me. Yeah, my brother can eat shit and die. Then I left. He stared at me for like 5 minutes. I was just kind of standing there like, nothing. Gives me nothing. Just stares at me the entire time. Tattoos, you can barely see. Dick. And I'm like, cool. Bye, Jake. And then I left. And then Jake didn't come home for like an hour. And I was like, Mom, he got killed. Like, right? Like, I gotta somehow tell my mom that my brother got killed by the Yakuza or he got recruited, which then I'm getting a job and then I'm staying there. I'm going to be honest. That's why I was like, when he was sizing me up, I'm like kind of flexing. I was hoping he goes, you want a job?
I do, yes.
I look good in this suit.
Yeah. Instead, I'm in like Jordans, tight jeans. It was not good. But yeah. Yakuza. Did you see any Yakuza while you're there?
I did not, but one of my team leaders, he went out and him and a bunch of other seniors, because it's like when you join the Marine Corps and you hit the fleet, you're a junior Marine and you have a senior Marine, like senior Marines, depending on what you do.
Mhm.
Like for the infantry, being a mortarman, all the other mortarmen that have been there a little bit longer, those were the senior guys. They pushed out and went to the bar, got fucked up, and they came back hungover as all fuck. And me and my team leader were talking, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, we were hanging out at the bar, and this guy was like hanging out with a bunch of girls and a couple other dudes, and they were all like dressed, like suited out and everything." And I know where this story is going, but I don't think he fully understood it, or he might have. I don't know. But he starts telling me like, "Yeah, they started rolling up their sleeves. They had like tattoos, like they were running shit, and they like let us come drink with them." And I was like, "Damn, bro, you just drank with the Yakuza? Like, it was a bunch of game
When you went to
No, go ahead.
When you went to Japan, did the military tell you that there were certain places off base like you could not go to?
Yep.
Because I went to Hawaii. I was TDY Hawaii, and they actually there were places there that you couldn't go.
Yeah,
Really?
the west side. I was stationed there.
Yeah.
So the west side of the island, like Waianae.
Those boys get wild. They wilding out.
Yeah,
Bro.
like
Really?
you go out there and
Have you ever been to Hawaii?
Mm-mm.
Bro, 2 minutes inland, it's a shithole, bro.
Really?
Hawaii's fucking disgusting. Don't be fooled by Travel Channel. That shit's gross, bro.
My problem with Hawaii is by the time I'm spending the money on the ticket and all that other stuff, I'd rather go outside of the country.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dude,
like-
cheaper
well, I
to
mean,
go outside
now-
the country than
Yeah,
Hawaii. Hawaii's
like-
expensive, bro.
right
'Cause-
now with everything going on, it's actually pretty cheap to get tickets.
Yeah.
But
Because I've thought about
everything's locked down there.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Because I thought about doing that because I'm like, well, Japan flights are cheaper, but everything's kind of locked down there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, Waianae it's like a rough area. Like they would call us Howleys, and
Really?
like that was like outsider. Yeah, it was. There were some areas definitely where like you didn't want to be around after a certain time.
Yeah.
And like we had one guy, he wasn't in my unit. He was a unit, one of our sister units. I think it was 2-3. He actually got stabbed out there, and it was like a whole thing. Like he ended up dying. It was a big, pretty serious thing. And then that bar got put on the no contact list. Like, do not go there.
Wow.
All for like denying drugs.
So you guys ruined it for everybody, huh? Okay.
Well, I mean, the drug dealer kind of ruined it for everybody, but yeah.
Yeah. See, no.
That's wild, yeah.
Yeah. When I was in China.
In Hawaii, of all places.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know,
I know,
right?
right?
America.
Well, it's not. I'm telling you, you get inland, it's like, fuck Americans.
When I was in China, we went to a bar, and so at a certain time, they like the club turns into a bar. Like, so they move everybody to the bar area.
Yeah.
And there's 3 stripping poles. And so I was drunk as shit, so I'm like, obviously I'm going to get on it. So I start getting on it. It starts getting attention of a lot of people. So then another guy gets on it. And he says I kicked him in the face. I told him if I kicked him in the face, he would have been unconscious. Like, whatever. Because I'm swinging hardcore on this pole. He was triad. And so he's got this giant, all these tattoos. And I'm like, he breaks a bottle. We go outside, and I'm like, okay, I guess I got to squabble with this guy because they're telling me I got to fight him, right? And I'm like, I mean, I'm training martial arts the whole time, so I'm like, I think I'll do okay. This guy's also smaller than me. He gets outside, just breaks the bottle. I'm like, whoa, whoa,
Save that type of party.
yeah, whoa. I'm not, you goddamn. So then they start like breaking up, and there's more of them, and then more people start breaking bottles. So I take off my shirt to like wrap my hand to hopefully like bat it out of the way.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, like I don't know. So I didn't realize this till after, but I'm keep talking shit to this guy because I'm like, fuck it, I'm American. Like they'll fucking hopefully send in the troops. They wouldn't have.
No.
So I keep talking shit. The guy who's translating for me he says he's sorry. So I'm like, the fuck, bro, you want to go? And he's like, he says he's sorry and like kind of did it. So we end up like. Then we ended up partying with them after, and they ended up buying us a bunch of booze, and we ended up loving up on each other. We didn't hump, but yeah. But it was one of those things where that was like the realest fight ever. Like the minute he started breaking bottles, like I was stabbing motherfucker, and I was like, I'm in another country.
Yeah.
Like he could stab me right in the face,
And
and nothing's gonna happen.
Wow.
Like, ugh, it was
American
disgusting.
stabbed by triad.
Yeah,
Shit.
all because I was dancing on a pole and kicked somebody in the face.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Oh shit.
Can't tell you how I was molested by a bunch of 60-year-olds, mostly because you
Was that
like
not
us.
your story? Getting...
No,
No.
I like legit got molested, bro.
Oh,
Me and this guy
shit.
named Mikio like legit got molested, like held down and molested.
All right, let's hear it.
Oh no.
Hold on.
I was brutally molested by,
Brutally?
I would say brutally.
Okay,
So
I'm listening.
have you?
Strong language.
Don't laugh. I was brutally molested. Just kidding. So have you seen Naruto?
Yeah.
Fucked up.
Have you seen Naruto? Have you seen Naruto?
Is that
No,
the-
he hasn't seen
No, he
Naruto.
hasn't seen Naruto. So I'm trying to connect with these kids because you would get about an hour break every 2 hours to hang out and around, right?
Yeah.
So we're hanging out, and there's about 60 to 70 kids under 16. There's a couple that are older, but most of them are below 16. Will you put that right there? I didn't know if that's what you were asking
No,
for.
I'm asking for 7.
Oh,
Something else. For a minute.
so I'm trying to hang out with them. We're like throwing footballs and stuff like that. And one of them shows me a Naruto symbol.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, Naruto! And they were like, oh my God, he fucking knows Naruto. We don't speak the same language.
Yeah.
So they start doing hand signals like the
I
hand
know where
jutsu.
this is going.
Yeah, dude. This is so.
I have no idea where this is
So
going.
yeah,
You know where it's
exactly.
going, yeah.
So there's a part in this anime. It's called 1,000
Oh,
Years
shit.
of Pain and Death, where they go like this
Uh-huh.
and they shove it in your ass. Right?
And then
So they.
to add context to that, just so everybody's not like, damn, anime is weird. It's like supposed to be a comedic scene where the character then gets shot off into the air.
Mind
Like
you,
actual-
it's an adult to a child, but let's not get into that. The kid's like 10,
Yeah,
12.
yeah.
Okay.
Shit,
go on.
that made it worse. Carry on.
So, yeah. So we start. So I can't remember what it. I think my buddy Mikio made a hand signal like, that's a funny part, right? Oh, bro. So they start trying to do it to us. So we're now fighting off. Me and Mikio, my buddy Patrick ran. My buddy Patrick just got out of the way.
I'm out.
Yeah. So there's 3 of us, and we're all like almost full on fighting fucking 60 Shaolin monks who've been training their entire fucking life in martial arts. I'm like legit punching these fucking kids. Okay? Like I'm not giving a fuck because I know exactly what they're doing. They no shit held me and Mikio down and
Everyone.
right into my asshole. No, not every one of them. Only one each. But they grabbed the biggest kids with the biggest fingers. And they straight up went, I swear to God I could taste his fingernails.
How many times did you get corn dog?
Just once.
Oh, just one time.
One time. But one
too many.
one really hard time. I almost think they got 3 knuckles deep. Like, I'm not fucking around. Like, they got goddamn
I've
deep.
never heard this fucking story.
Dude, it was one of those things that afterwards I was just like you're speechless.
do?
No, what do you do? Because you're
cry.
in another country. You have to train in 15 minutes. Like, I don't have a time where I could be like, hey, I need some time alone.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, hey, motherfucker, we're going to keep beating the shit out of you in about 15 minutes. So be back and we'll hit you with sticks.
Same
And-
kids sitting there sniffing.
Oh,
his
all-
finger.
yeah. All of them are laughing their fucking asses off. Also, I can't do it to them,
Yeah.
right? I can't molest the child
doesn't
because
go
molested me. I can't do
yeah.
that. That's a terrible defense.
Yeah.
Oh, he molested me, so I molested him back.
Not-
Terrible
not for
defense. Yeah.
True.
A brown eye for a brown eye.
Oh,
Did
shit.
not work out that way. And so then me and Mikio had this like small bonding moment where we were like, dude, we're both molested by little Asian kids.
Jesus.
So anyway,
Christ.
I feel like I had to get that out because I haven't
Yeah.
talked about that a whole lot. But yeah, I was
Do you feel
molested
better
by.
now that that's out?
I do actually. I actually feel
Yeah.
like a weight is lifted out of my bow.
Oh shit!
Which
Right
is
when
good
you said
times.
Naruto, I knew exactly where that was.
Yeah,
going.
that was
my
Oh, no.
God.
Oh,
You know what he's talking about? Oh man.
yeah, that's
Yeah, it's like in season 1.
yeah, it's in the like
Sets the
it's
standard
actually yeah.
for the rest of the show.
Ah.
Jesus.
I don't even know why they thought that. Well, again, who knows? It's China in the middle of nowhere.
Well, I think him making the sign.
Yeah, and well, and that's the thing because I'm looking at Mikio going, "You right as it's happening, right?
Yeah,
like right
yeah.
as I can see the look on their because you could tell immediately what was going.
Instantly,
Yeah,
they
he was like, and they were like, And I'm like, fuck, we're about to get raped.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how many people get into that moment, but I understand that moment of right as he did that. And I saw their look, I'm like, I'm about to get molested.
Yeah. Damn.
Anyway.
None of my molestation stories are that funny, dude. That's good.
Yeah, I've got less funny ones, but.
Oh my god.
Oh,
shit.
Yeah, so I was molested in China. Mm-hmm.
The more you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't the belly rubbing story.
Yeah.
Fucking neat.
Yeah.
I mean, how many other people can say they were molested in China?
Well, that's the thing. At least I had a bunch of firsts. You know what I mean? Like,
how many people in America can say they've been molested in China?
that's true. By little Asian boys. None of them girls, mind you.
Oh.
I think it would have made it better.
If some of them were girls?
If one of them was a girl. If the ones going in my butt were a girl, at least I could be like,
Smaller,
Yeah.
smaller fingers. Like, it's a female.
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's rough.
Bless your fucking heart. And how old were you at this point?
21.
Old
Damn.
now.
Yeah. Yep.
Have you cried about that moment yet, or?
No, I honestly just remembered it when we were talking about going overseas for summer. All of a sudden,
I would suppress that too. Good job.
so
Thanks for bringing that up, Dick.
Sorry.
But yeah,
I don't even know how to segue off of that.
You ever been molested?
I can honestly say no.
Oh, good for you. Good for you.
Thanks, man.
I wish that was my first time. So yeah. So I was molested by, and also, sorry, I'm going to get off of this right after this, but also in the most nerdy way you can be molested.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't even fun.
Like, it's tied to, like, one of the most
Yeah.
nerdy, like, you think of Naruto, you think of
Yeah.
the Naruto running where the jackass is...
I remember when Area 51, remember everybody's
Yeah,
like,
the
everybody's
dude
going to
came
nut.
right across the
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Everybody was
that
going to
shit
storm
killed me.
Area 51
Yeah.
running
I think
like
that was the
Naruto.
first time I ever heard about Naruto. Was that?
Was the Naruto running?
Did the Naruto run across?
Yeah, those memes got super in-depth, dude.
Didn't only like 100 people show up? For
Yeah.
that? It was like not a big crowd at all.
No.
Well, the
Like-
military was like, we could kill all of you.
Fucking
Yeah.
bring it.
Yeah. Bring as many as you want. We don't care.
Yeah.
We'll kill you.
Yeah, the 240 still goes...
Yeah.
At the end of the day. Oh, shit.
What do you think they have there?
At Area 51, aliens. 10 of
They gotta know. They gotta have shit that we definitely do not know any clue about.
Yeah.
Who was that on? What's his name?
Joe Rogan's podcast?
Yeah. What was that guy's name?
Oh, yeah. I do remember that.
He worked for Area 51.
Everybody tried to disclaim it and say, "Oh, he didn't really work it." Dude, he actually had like a name badge. He knew the fucking
Yeah.
layout. He knew everything about it. Shit that if somebody didn't work there would not know.
Yeah. Well, and also, he had like letters from the military telling him to
Yeah.
like cease and desist.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're all of a sudden, you're like,
Yeah.
whoa.
When DOD starts sending you out cease and desist letters,
Yeah.
like, it's pretty legit.
So, but they try to say he didn't even work there. You know he worked there. He tried to say, what did he say? They were working on reverse engineering their technology.
Yeah.
Badass.
And then shortly after, like, he got done working there, they came out with the stealth fighter jet.
Yeah, dude. I 100. Which one?
The one that's shaped like a fucking...
Oh, the
tornado.
B-52.
Sure. I don't know.
I thought it was
I'm
the
not Air Force.
D-24, but it might be the B-52.
It's the B-52. Google that.
I'm not...
Because the B-2 is the long-ass bomber. So I think it's the B-52.
Yeah, I think the first plane was called Red Lobster. Look up Red Lobster by B-52. I knew he wouldn't get the reference. Yeah.
No, they tend to talk about
No,
aliens
yeah,
there. I
aliens
think...
exist. I will honestly go to my grave saying aliens exist.
Because
The universe is constantly expanding. It's huge. It's
There-
literally infinite.
There's no fucking way we're the only
No.
people living in the universe.
Got your answer?
No, that's the B-2. I said B-52.
What does it look like? Wait, he's
What'd
trying
you
to show me a
Google?
picture.
This is B-52.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong.
Is it like a black jet that looks like a Dorito? Because it looks like...
Yeah, no, I know which one you're talking about.
And then there's like...
No. Oh yeah, he's right. Maybe I'm wrong.
Look, bro, I was in the infantry. Like, if you start asking me about the mortar system, I can tell you, I can spit that shit out. Like, it's still the back of my head. and
He's
I've been
Air Force. He
Oh,
should
yeah.
know this.
He should, yeah.
It's the B-2. I had him flipped.
out. Okay.
B-52
that one.
is the bomber. B-2 is the Yeah,
B2 is so legit. Is it just the shape of it, or is it the metals used?
I think it's both.
So
It makes it
okay,
hard to pick up.
sorry, I don't want to get crazy nerdy here, but if you were flying, if you got the superpower of flying,
Yeah.
and you didn't want to get noticed, could you wear the same material that B-52 is and fly, and they wouldn't be able to notice you with radar?
Like
Well,
Iron Man.
Yeah.
My answer, because the problem is that we both know we're very nerdy individuals.
Yeah.
So, like, for me, my question becomes, do I get the invulnerability as well? Because if I get that, like, I don't.
You
really
can fly at 75 miles an hour, and that's how much your body can take.
75.
Yeah.
That's not fast at all.
But
Okay.
still,
Let's
like,
say Mach 3.
If they started lighting
That's
me up,
really fast.
like, am I going to take those, like, 30-millimeter bullets, or am I going to be okay? Like, am I Superman, or am I just flying?
You're just flying.
If I'm just flying, yeah, I'm going to try and get that shit.
Does Mach work like DEFCONs? Is 3 faster than 1? Or is it vice versa?
No, I think.
Is it like DEFCON where 1's the fastest and 3, or is it like
I think the
normal
higher up
things?
you go, the faster it is.
Okay, so let's say you can go Mach 2, not quite past the speed of sound. Would you get armor? I mean, Mach 2 though, you could probably take a bullet.
Like, if I can, if my whole thing boils down to if I'm able to, like, if I'm
No,
an
you couldn't take a
omnipotent being like
Okay.
Superman,
So
then I ain't getting.
I got a chart here. Mach 1 is speed of sound, 767, right? Miles per
Okay.
hour. Mach 2 is 1522 miles per hour.
So Mach 1.
Mach
you can go-
3 is 2283 miles per hour. That's insane.
Okay, let's say you can go Mach 1, but you don't get the invulnerability. You could take bullets. Then you're buying that metal,
I'm
right?
still
You're going to
buying
look like
that
Iron
all
Man.
day
Yeah.
long. Yeah. I'm gonna
And
be
then you-
rolling around like
and-
Iron Man.
That you shouldn't be able to be seen, right?
No.
Also, what the way radar works too, I believe, if you're low enough, you can't get detected.
Really?
You got to be at a certain altitude as well.
That's what all the movies say, so I'm gonna go with yes.
Huh?
That's what all the movies say, so that's what I'm gonna.
The only reason why I don't know about that is Batman finds Superman using that, and he's even flying low.
Yeah,
So I don't
Yeah,
know.
but
But
Batman
that's
is a whole-
Batman.
yeah,
But that's a
it's
movie, is what I'm saying. Like I don't know what
There's
logic
like-
he's using.
if the government has some Batman individual, then yeah. I mean, I'm still getting.
Wouldn't it be cool?
Oh, that'd be badass to be that dude.
I just
Working
like to
for the
meet him
CIA, like
dressed like Batman.
yeah, just rolling around cape and cowl,
That'd be legit.
just beating people.
Dude, I wish at my job, any job I ever had, they would just let me dress like Batman. I wouldn't even care. Dude, I'd work at Disneyland or Warner Brothers if I could dress like Batman every day. I mean, I'd have to lose a lot of weight, obviously, but I would totally do that job.
do the Christian Bale voice.
My least favorite Batman voice of all time.
Which one?
Swear to me. However,
Where's Rachel? Or whatever.
remind me to put a pin in that. I've got stories about that. Yeah. Area 51, that's crazy. I do think there's aliens, though.
10 out of 10.
Absolutely.
Like, I think it's more Paul-esque. Like, have you guys ever seen the movie Paul?
Yeah. I love that movie.
Yeah,
That's such an underrated movie.
Oh
That's a
yeah,
good one.
but my opinion, a classic. But I think it's more like that, where they're like holding the individuals captive and
Yeah.
like picking their brains for knowledge
Mhm.
and like getting pieces.
Why would
I
you want to
think-
piss off aliens, though?
Yeah, I don't think it's that. I think there's shit's crash landed or whatever the fuck. They have technology that come from like a foreign planet, right? And they're trying to decipher that. Also, I do think because of that, they know there's so much that the government knows that we don't. Now we'll never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, a perfect example of that one of the dudes we work with is still reserves. I'm going to leave his name out of it, but he was out in Utah at a training area for the military, and he was telling me that they heard jets but never saw jets, like, ever. And he was talking about like them testing invisible shit, like the type of metal to refract the light and make it look invisible.
I've always wanted to join the CIA so that you get more of this info.
Mhm.
And I've always wanted a bunch of dudes, I don't care if they're military or other CIA guys, to come up and be like, hey, we didn't hear any jets. Like, what the fuck? Or we heard jets, but we didn't see them. And just be like, that is below your pay grade, Sergeant.
So I
Just to be able to say below
Ah.
your pay
I
grade.
want to know one top secret. That's what I want to. I don't even.
Yeah.
Care, I don't. I just want to know one. Like really. I don't even care if it's like What kind of cologne does Biden use? I don't give a shit. I just want to know what top secret.
Axe. He's an Axe guy,
Yeah.
dude. We all know it.
Phoenix.
Yeah, I think he's Axe.
The most middle school thing ever.
Do you remember that shit?
Yeah.
Goddamn, guys were like,
He's like,
I mean, I just lit fires with him. You ever do that?
yeah.
That was fun.
All the way up until the flame got into the can, and then you had a
Blows up in
grenade.
your hand, yeah. Been there.
Yeah, same.
I would love to just have the like, because I even think the codes for like your rank of like what they're like. Oh, I'm only a CS30, so all I know is this, and you're like, oh, whoa, I want to be a whatever the fuck
I
you
just
are.
wanna know
Yeah.
a top secret.
I just want to that dude. I would promote so hard, not because I want like the titles. Which usually I'm a title guy, right? Like captain. I want to be called captain at some point. But
Mr. Chief, man.
yeah,
Mr.
I've always
Chief,
liked captain because of Bleach. More nerdy shit, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I've always wanted to. I would promote there just to know secrets because that's what I love doing that shit. I'm in that way at work. I'm the total gossip bitch.
I'm that way too.
Yeah.
I want to promote just so I can get in the know.
Exactly. Or I'm just sitting there like, oh, you know what I mean?
That's
Like,
why I try to befriend all these veteran guys. I'm just
Yeah.
like, they know.
yeah, I would love to join just so I can. I would love to just like, oh, you're promoted. They're like, oh, your blacklist class or whatever the fuck it's called is higher. Just be like, all right, cool. Like, where's that information at? I'm just gonna keep reading it. That'd be so cool.
Dude, this has nothing to do with what we're talking about. We had a conversation the other day about dudes who like play on the busking. Remember we were talking about dudes who play instruments on the side of the roads or whatever?
Yes,
It's busking. Anyway,
busky.
Let's go. Sorry, I don't know why that just hit me right now.
You play any instruments?
No.
So he does. Have you ever heard him play stuff?
Yeah, I've heard him play.
Yeah, it'll make you get wet. Yeah.
That good.
Anytime any guy sits there is just like, he knows like a lot of songs.
Like
That's the number one panty dropper and all. I told his boy
Yeah.
because he could play the guitar too, and I was like, you need to play 3 songs. You need to play Wonderwall by Oasis.
Yep.
You need to play Tom Petty by you need to play Free Fallin' by Tom Petty. Those are to get girls, right?
Yeah.
And then you need to know one that's like a crowd pleaser, and that's the one you start out with, and then you go into the panty droppers, and that's where you go. Yeah,
Because every other guy is gonna be like,
I
oh, this
refuse to
motherfucker.
learn Wonderwall.
really.
It's the number one overplayed song on an
Oh, yeah.
guitar.
Anytime a guy has ever picked up a guitar at a party, he plays Wonderwall
Yeah.
every time. I wish you would step back. No, a different one. Yeah, that's. Yeah, you should probably not learn Jumper because I don't know when you're trying to get subs. Yeah,
with that song.
Yeah. And by that time, you're just already there, about to kill themselves. Those aren't usually the ones you're going for. Anyway,
God damn it.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry. My ADD gets better at me sometimes. I don't know why that came to me right now, but it did. It's busking.
a busky. I've never heard that.
Busking, like you're busking.
Okay, a busking.
And you're a busker. Google busking. Maybe I'm just making that up right now.
Google come fart tsunami. Just kidding. Not on my computer.
Here, use my work phone for that.
We get mad
What's
vibes
busking?
with that one.
The activity of playing music in the street or other public place for voluntary donations.
Some of the
Okay.
shit you know, I don't want to know why you know.
This bro's a gypsy. Don't let him fool you.
If I went down to like downtown Salt Lake and I was busking, how much money do you think I'd make in a day?
You know enough songs. I think you'd make quite a bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like 100?
Oh yeah.
Well, and the other thing too, like in a populated city like that, you really only need to know like 3. Like you were saying, like if you know 3, I feel like the traffic's moving so much that you're going to be switching songs enough times.
I've always been curious to try that. Just
Why don't we do
to
it?
see.
We can
Just
record it.
Do a
A vlog.
Yeah.
vlog,
What they
yeah.
call it now.
And I'll just hide my camera and like some stuff, and then we can do it so it's
You can
hidden.
just walk up like you're an observer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That'd be cool.
See how much money you get
Yeah. And I'll donate it all.
to Well to Top Shelf.
Yeah.
Also, if you guys wouldn't mind donating, that'd be
I'll
fantastic.
donate it all to the state liquor
So we
store.
can buy more of these Displate posters. Please, Displate, sponsor us,
Yeah.
please.
That is a badass poster.
Yeah.
It is the baddest person. I know I may have done some bad things, but I'm not a bad person.
That is the guy
You
who died from
were
crack, right?
not a bad person.
That is the guy who died from
Yeah,
crack.
yeah.
Okay.
But you did some bad things. But just because you do crack does not mean you're a bad person.
That's true. That's true. Because he did a lot for his 14 kids. He
Yeah.
really did. I think that's what he had. No, he had 11. No, 14. How many kids did
How
he
many
already
kids did
Googled it.
DMX have? No, he's not. He's looking up Come Far Tsunami. I gave him one thing. Boy hasn't been stopped looking at the computer since.
I thought he was clicking the mouse. 6 kids?
6
No,
kids.
But how many different baby mamas? That's what I'm confused with.
8. What?
Yeah, do the math on that.
Math's still pretty simple.
Mm-mm.
Maximum 6.
No, because if you had 2 half kids, you know what I mean? Like they came out with no legs. That could.
It's only half a point.
I know he has at least 5 baby mamas. He's got a lot of fucking kids. Am I thinking
No,
Ludacris?
he has 15. Yeah, I don't know why.
He has 15 what kids?
Yeah.
See, I fucking knew it. He had 15 kids.
Bro can have his own football team
Yeah.
and have guys
And-
left over. Have like some.
And some fucking replacements.
Yeah, goddamn.
But Ludacris is the same way. How many kids does Ludacris have?
Dude, how do you not?
Them brothers fuck.
How do you not have like if you're? You guys all of a sudden no? Okay, that's just me. I thought I said.
Tinnitus.
I think I'm having a stroke. If you're one of those famous rappers, I don't know how you wouldn't have 100 kids.
Honestly, like if you're in music at all, I feel like
Yeah,
you're
Every
just
city you go to, you're getting buzzed.
yeah, the type
So
of
it's gotta
women that
be-
you're hooking up with changes a little bit.
Definitely not mother material. But
Based on your genre, but
how many kids does Ludacris have?
It's not.
I mean, like a metal dude isn't gonna get the same type of
Are you
females
kidding?
that.
Have you been to a
Well,
metal concert?
No,
There's so many fucking sluts there, and a lot of them look good, dude.
I'm just saying that it's not the same as like the type of people that are showing up to a rap concert.
Yeah.
That's true, but
You know what
sluts
I
are sluts. You know what I mean?
I don't know if we can say that.
We can
Well,
absolutely say
can we
that.
say that?
We
I
can-
always wonder.
It's what you want to say, right? So just say it.
I always wonder if female music artists do a similar thing where they like pick
Would
out their
you?
hot guy, yeah,
I
or if they're
guarantee-
very much like,
I
eh,
guarantee you they do.
really?
I
I
guarantee they
don't
do.
think they do.
I guarantee you they do. Or more often than not, female musicians are banging people in their bands or in their crew.
I can
Yeah,
see
see,
that.
I can see that. 'Cause he's-
Ludacris? No, he's got more than that too. Find another side.
That's the average. That's what Google says.
Yeah, that's a lot of. I mean, 5 kids is still a lot of kids, but I mean, it's not 15. DMX,
You sly
you
dog.
sly dog, you slut,
See,
you.
now I googled it and it says 4, so one of us are wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's got 5, but he's got 4 different baby mamas. He fucked.
That's the problem with like celebrities, though. Is that there's so many of them that have so many different kids.
Oh, who's another one? Who's that wide
Terrell
receiver?
Owens.
Terrell Owens. Had a bunch. He actually had to file for bankruptcy, didn't he?
I have no idea.
'Cause he got retired.
I
and,
think
like,
so.
lost
He
all
got
his
retired
money
and then like did that show on
His-
VH1 or whatever.
Yeah, his sucks because I'm like, dude, there was such a talent that was just wasted.
yeah.
I hate when you see a guy that you're like, dude, you could have literally been the best wide receiver ever.
Could've been
and
over,
wasted.
Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
Like,
I was just kind of wasted. It's kind of sad. Good looking smile too. That guy had a great smile.
Terrell Owens?
Yeah.
What? Oh. Yeah.
nothing.
Another. All right, cool. R. Kelly. What about him? No.
Oh, he just got convicted, dude. He is sentenced May of next year.
Oh,
sentencing.
no shit.
Really?
He's a fucking creep.
Yeah.
Shocker, I know.
Yeah.
He was fucking Aaliyah when she was 15, so yeah, shocker.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta take a quick break.
You gotta do a little pee-pee?
Yep.
All right.
Just a little one's
Probably gonna
Hey,
end up looking like that. We're gonna talk about you then while you're gone. So.
All right, do what you gotta do. I understand. I'll watch it later.
Dumb, bro. God, hey, bakery's still open. What time is it?
Oh.
Love that guy. He's such a good dude.
Yeah, he's such a good dude.
Hard and cold, too, that guy.
I don't know how long you're wanting to go for, but you guys are at an hour 15.
Hour 15. I can bullshit for a minute and when
Yeah.
he gets back, say our goodbyes.
Yeah.
So,
I've wanted to do the spit roasting thing pretty hard.
start bullshitting.
Yeah, just to start bullshitting with him. But I can only really come up with one. Because the other thing is he's a really good guy. It's really hard to rip on people that are good people.
We're like, when we're hanging out and we see people and we start bullshitting on them, oh, it's easy.
Yeah.
Because we clown on people hard.
Yeah. I feel like we need to have one of those guys on for us to do the spit roast.
Yeah.
The only thing I could come up with him is that I think the brother needs to look. He looks like he's trying to sell Geico insurance because he looks like a caveman. You know what I mean? But other than that, I'm like, oh, you're such a good person. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
he does look like he says,
yeah, fuck it. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, did Pritchard hit you up? Pritchard didn't hit you up? Oh, I thought he hit me up asking me if I wanted to go watch some football at his house Sunday. He said he invited my girlfriend. I thought he was talking about you.
What a dick.
I know. I could have sworn he was talking about you. I have to ask him
Who the fuck his girlfriend is?
You know, you good-looking, short son of a bitch. We were just talking about you.
All good things.
If you were 6 feet, I swear to God, dude, it'd be so unfair. It'd be so unfair to be in the same room with you.
But you're not. So.
But you're not.
Got me there.
Who cuts your hair, bro? Where'd you go?
I go to the goat.
The goat.
That's where he goes.
Yeah.
Are you a member?
Yep.
$24 a month.
No.
That's why I go every week.
Yeah, I get the bald fade and then hard part. Just let him
I'm too old for a hard part. I'm not douchey enough to get one. Not that you're a douche. I'm just saying.
I think you can pull off a hard part.
You're significantly younger than I am. So
I think you can pull off a hard part. You almost have a hard part.
I think.
Yeah, look at his hair straight on.
Yeah, you got a hard part.
Yeah, you've got it.
I split it, but it's not a hard part.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. You essentially have a hard part. You might as well just have one. It looked good.
You gotta have him do it with the razor blade, though.
Yeah.
If you got it with the razor blade,
Dude, the chick who cuts my hair, one, she's a dimey dime. Two, she does really good work. She's good. So you should definitely go to her.
Whatever. My hair looks fly. I love you, Dave. Anyway, don't let anybody.
You ever have a bad haircut?
Yeah.
Yup.
From somebody you respect?
Yeah, my barber.
Dude.
I had one where I was like, dude, do I text him and go, bro, what the fuck is this?
So I used to get my haircut at this place, and this old brother named Doc was my barber. He was my barber from like when I was 12 up until I was like 19. He was my barber. And I got to a certain age where I was like, I'm tired of getting like a certain haircut. I want to change it up a little bit. And I told him, hey, Doc, let me get it this way, blah, blah, blah. He goes, you don't want that. and gave me like some old fucking haircut. And I was like, what the fuck? This isn't what I wanted. He's like, yeah, you don't know. Like, he was some old, like, dominant brother. And he was like, I know what's better for you. That's not what I want, man.
I've had this guy for 9 years. And it's only been like a couple of times. Like, I think maybe once or twice. I know once. It was actually recent because I remember I was bitching about it.
Yeah.
Because he forgot that I don't usually take a whole lot off the top because I don't have a lot. And I'm like balding right here and I need to, do you mind if I comb over? Like,
I don't see it.
That's sweet of you. Wait, you should see our last video where I'm sitting over there. Ugh.
Thinning, I could see balding.
I'm thinning, and well, it doesn't matter. But thank you, you're sweet.
Thinning?
Doesn't matter.
We're arguing semantics.
Stop, you're offending me.
You're offending.
So,
you want some more?
Yeah, please.
I don't know why I was watching. I can keep talking while he's pouring. Anyway, so there's only been like one or two times, but yeah, just crack open that other bottle. Makes sense. But other than that, honestly, he's been great, to be honest.
Hell yeah, dude.
So I like my barber.
Was it Dave?
Dave, yeah. He's actually super awesome, and honestly, I like it because I know a lot of the guys there, so we end up always bullshitting and stuff like that. So it's kind of nice. One of them's name's Mike Jones, and you ever exactly. Yeah, I did that too. I'm gonna be honest. Every fucking time that comes up, I do that joke. right? Like enough where he's like, all right, Jeremy, that's enough.
All right, fuck
Um,
Thanks, bro.
But like he'll have clients coming in and be like, hey, what's going on, Mike Jones? About who? And they'll be like, what the fuck is wrong with that? Mike Jones. 281-330-8004. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Work for him.
You ever call that?
Did you really?
Yeah, no bullshit.
Nice.
He's manager of the ball camp off of 90th and 40th.
I worked
Really?
for
Yeah.
James Brown.
Really?
Yeah, he was a white dude. He wasn't
Nice.
DJ James Brown.
My Mike Jones was a white dude too.
I worked for
Yeah.
Josh Brown. I don't know if that really matters anything.
That's-
But I used to,
That's his
yeah,
cousin.
yeah, it's his cousin. Anyway, yeah. So I can't remember.
Fucking ADD's a bitch.
Yeah, no, it really is.
Fucking bitch.
We've gone on a bunch of tangents, but we're almost at an hour and a half. So we were waiting until you came back. We're gonna try and something we will do eventually is like spit roast people. You're a really nice guy. I can't really come up with a whole lot to say bad about you. You're good looking.
No.
Yeah, no, you can't.
I couldn't think of anything. Like I'll be honest, I was like kind of like racking my brain of like, what can you do? You just got you're a good looking dude. You got good hair, good beard, hot wife, good house. I mean, there's not really a whole lot. Yeah, there's not really a whole lot I could say except really talk about your small dick and how you look like a caveman. So I can't really talk a whole. You're a great guy. I love you a lot, and I'm glad that you came on.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Dude, thanks for coming on. We've
Yeah.
been trying to get you out here for a few weeks now.
Yeah.
I'm glad you finally made it.
Supposed to be here last week, but that's okay.
Yeah, no, we won't talk about that.
No, we're gonna talk about so. No,
And
yeah,
new
dude,
baby and everything.
Yeah, badass, dude.
Well, congratulations on the new baby,
I appreciate it.
and
Slaying life, man. Good job, bro.
yeah, you are.
Thanks, man.
So
Appreciate it.
Anything you want to say? This is a national podcast, so is there anything you want to say?
I mean, by technicality, it is national.
Yeah,
Technically, it's international.
technically speaking.
You could watch it in England.
Internet goes
That's-
everywhere, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really got anything.
Any shout outs?
Any dad advice? Any advice? Just like, what's your like motto in life?
Also, he's been a dad for 5 years. I've been a dad for 15.
Oh
Any
my
questions?
God, that's
So
great.
I want to know your two top advice, but mine's honestly just send it. Like on everything I've learned.
Fucking
like,
send it.
yeah, literally. Like it's a meme, but at the same time, like everything that I do with him, like I just if I think it's gonna work, I try it, and then if it don't, it don't.
Yeah.
Is there anything else y'all got?
All I can say, honestly, because we talked about this with my kids, because I get told a lot I have good kids, and I guess all right. I think
You
the
don't
biggest
want
thing
hype
is just let them be themselves. You know, instill independence in them,
Yeah.
and just let them be themselves. You got to understand, even though Baby B is a badass kid, right? He's not gonna be you. He's
Yeah.
not gonna grow up to be you, right? He may grow up to like the things you do, whatever, or he may not. Homeboy may want to do ballerina or do ballet. You know what I mean? Whatever. Either way, you got to cheer him on just as proud as you would at a football game, right?
Yeah.
The point being though is support
I don't
him.
think you can do that at a ballet. Actually,
Now,
I'm actually pretty positive they tell you to be quiet.
Yeah,
I'll do it like a
it
month.
doesn't-
Do that splits, baby, I'm actually pretty positive. Also, did you know he knew the lingo? But he also just went, dude, if your kid wants to do ballerina or be a ballet, you just let him do that.
I got the flipped up. My point being though is let the motherfucker be independent and be himself and just support him through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, what about you? Shit talking Jay, what do you got?
I don't really have a whole lot of advice. Mine, I think that I think talking with your kids, like talking with them why you're doing the thing you're doing, I think is actually really good. Explaining kids why they're doing the things that they're doing, right?
Let me ask you this, and I don't know if you guys do this yet. How do you feel about baby talk?
Like the goo goo gaga stuff?
Me personally, I fucking hate. You want some Wawa? You want Wawa? I do that. It makes your kids stupid because now your kids are gonna call it Wawa until they're fucking 15.
Yeah. So I will agree with that. I don't like using baby words.
Right.
I don't mind the baby talk though. I'll be honest. Like when I see Eris and it's just me and her. I'm like, "What's up, Pooh Bear?" And like I'll be like a little
different.
kid.
They're
Yeah.
using real words.
Yeah.
Right. My thing is like
so you're talking about like substituting words.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
instead of water, you want some water.
Yeah.
You say wawa.
Yeah,
Or like
exactly.
you want a bottle. You want a baba.
You want a baba? Yeah.
Yeah.
Use your
However,
words.
do you ever catch yourself using your kids how they say things? Like your daughter always says sanitizer.
Yeah.
Do you catch yourself
we use that all the fucking time.
Yeah, I use that. So my baby girl, she always says remember instead of remember. And I'll be honest, I'll be on calls and I'll be like, all right, do you remember what they last said? And you know what I mean? Or like whatever. And
Berkeley used to say demember, wasn't it? Demember?
Demember.
all right, Daddy, I don't dismember this. You're like, what? Yeah, so I end up using a lot of her words. I just like it catches on where she'll be like, "Oh, do you remember?" And I stopped using it because she kept saying "remember," and so I have to say like "remember." But in my head, I always think it's so cute. I always say that we lose those little things.
So I remember. I remember.
Like,
I read something though that when you do that though, when you pander to their vernacular, it makes it harder for them to learn new words.
learn proper vernacular and everything.
And plus, so and kids when they look at you speak, they're reading your mouth, they're learning how to say shit or whatever, and that's important for them. So when you're making up words or saying you want a baba, all you're doing is hurting them.
Yeah,
Yeah, they actually taught us that because for a little bit I was a preschool teacher before I joined the Marine Corps, and that's fun fact.
Hold on.
Fun fact.
Why did this? I like how I got talked about molested. You wait till 3 seconds till we're about to close the podcast before you say, "Well, I used to be a preschool teacher." Sitting like, what was that? What's the cop teacher movie that Arnold Schwarzenegger's in?
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's exactly how I picture you, this big fucking buff guy going like, "All right, what are your colors?"
Color your butterfly.
No, but it also.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was
What's that cop movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
I was
As a
a
teacher.
preschool
Kindergarten
teacher
cop.
for a little-
Kindergarten cop.
Yeah,
There it is.
that's it.
Don't Google it. I already did it.
But yeah, no. In all seriousness, that's one of the things they taught us. Like,
Really?
was to not talk to them that way.
Did I ever tell you my theory on why I have a list?
Mm-mm.
So they say that when kids are between, 1 to 5, they look at their parents, and that's a lot of they mimic a lot of how they speak, right? That's why you got to speak clearly to your kids so they can learn it. My dad raised me up until I was like 10, 11, right? My dad was a drug addict and an alcoholic, and he slurred a lot.
I picture you getting pulled over and being like you're slurring your words. Like, nah, Dad was a drunk. You slur his words. This is just how I talk.
Yeah, that's just how I talk.
Really? I can see that though.
I wholeheartedly believe that though. I have a list because none of my other siblings have lists. It's not like it runs in the fucking family.
Wow.
I think there actually is a lot to that. Like, I mean, I don't got a degree or nothing.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not a speaker therapist, right?
He's like, I ain't smart at all, but that makes sense.
Yeah, you're onto something. 2 + 2 is 4. I can say that.
Speaking a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I do agree with because I do think that you should talk to your kids fairly like they're an adult, right? As far as like explaining things to them and stuff.
Talk to them like they're adult. Don't obviously throw adult problems on them.
Yeah.
You don't allow to bitch to your fucking 6-year-old about how you're gonna pay rent. They don't give a fuck. They don't know what rent is.
Also, I don't think they should know about that.
But exactly. My point though is talk to them though. Like if their room's dirty, hey, you have to clean your room. You got to do this. Hey, do you want to eat? You got to eat your chicken for this. You got to do whatever. Use real words and just talk to them about why.
When I noticed that with my kid, when I explain things, why she needs to eat chicken nuggets as far as eating protein so she actually grows big and strong, all this stuff. Yeah. Even something as small and stupid as that of because you want to grow big and strong. All of a sudden she's like, okay, I'm going to eat my chicken nuggets, right? Yeah. Yeah. You need to clean your room because otherwise it's dirty and we need to I'll even explain to my kid this is work ethic, baby. Do you want to be poor? No, okay, well.
You talk to your daughter, dude. Your daughter's going to be so smart growing up.
No, I don't know about that.
She's smart as fuck already for being almost 5. Yeah,
I do love my kiddo.
You're doing a great job parenting, honestly.
That's very sweet of you. But I think explaining things to your kids is I do think it is a good thing that kids will eventually learn to like. And actually, I think then when you explain a problem to them, like, hey,
Right.
this is the reason you need to do good in school.
Yeah.
I see you keep looking over. That's why I'm bringing this up. Why you need to do good in school. I think if if you've explained it to them, then all of a sudden they don't have like an excuse of why they're not doing.
Here's what I want to know on the podcast right now. Now that we're live, Darren, what's one thing you learned from me as a parent?
On the spot.
Juicy.
Give the man a mic.
What's something you learned from me as a parent? Dude, here we
I
go.
thought of a lot of dirty jokes. Can we put like a fucking pin in it that we could
Those are gonna go.
that I'm not going to say on YouTube?
Well, I mean,
You're such a
God bless you.
what the fuck, man?
You're supposed to make me look good.
I opened the door for you, bro.
Yeah.
So apparently you didn't learn shit.
Yeah.
I still got a lot to do. I got a lot of work I got to do as a parent. He's only got 3 more.
You know what though? I will admit, you've raised really good kids. Anytime you ask him to do something, he does it, right? And he'll even be super disappointed, but he doesn't bitch at all. And a lot of kids now bitch a lot.
There's times
That's
at home where like he'll be in
constant
the middle of a game, like in the middle of like a Call of Duty, Fortnite, whatever fucking game. Like the team's riding on him, right? And I'm like, turn the fucking game off because he forgot to do something. I gotta go, guys. Turns the game off.
One of my favorite. He's because he's a man, so he's doing his own breaks. So he's doing his own breaks. He calls him down. He goes, "Hey, we need to run to the store. Do whatever." So Devin goes and grabs him and comes back, and Darian starts leaving. He goes, "No, I got to go to the store. I haven't gone to the store yet. You need to stay here at the car." And he's like, "Okay." And he just slept. He had a game upstairs that you could tell he wanted to play.
Good game, bro.
And he was pissed. Didn't complain at all. He just slept it off at the car.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where you're like, you've raised a good kid, right? Like, even my kiddo, when I tell her to do certain things, she'll like argue and like.
Well, she's 5.
Yeah.
So that happens. That comes with the
Uh,
territory.
Has she ever like threatened to fight you?
Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brooklyn. One day I told her to do something. She listened. She goes, "Daddy, you're a piece of pizza." So,
You don't realize
who the
how
fuck you call him a piece of pizza? I know what that means.
Also, you don't realize how good of a fucking complaint that you just gave me. Obviously,
Right.
that's a goddamn compliment.
Yeah.
Piece of
Well,
pizza?
pizza
You mean the
man.
most delicious fucking thing on the planet?
Yeah.
You're goddamn right I am.
I know exactly what she meant. She
Yeah.
can't say shit, but she can say pizza.
I will admit, the first time, so I don't like kids swearing when they're young because I think it makes them look stupid,
I love it.
right? See, I think it's cute when they swear, but I don't like I wouldn't want my kid to constantly swear because I think it makes them sound dumb,
Yeah.
right? However, when my daughter first swore, she used it correctly, and I was very proud of her for that. That I was like,
what'd she say?
so I was like, Eris, let's go inside. And I'm like, God damn it, at least put your shoe on, right? And she goes, are you fucking kidding me? And I went, that's how you use it, baby. That is how you use it.
Yeah.
Like, however, you don't say that to me, especially.
Dude.
But goddamn, that's exactly how it's used correctly.
We were at the drive-in or the drive-through for In-N-Out, and you know that fucking line is always 30
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Jesus.
We finally get up to the window. Brooklyn's in the back seat. Daddy, this is bullshit. It is bullshit, baby, but you can't be fucking saying that, all right?
See, me as a kid, my mom doesn't let me live this down. Mom, if you watch this, I'm sorry. But
We hope.
one of the first coherent sentences I ever had was like, she wouldn't give me my corn. I was sitting in my high chair. My dad's a Marine, so naturally, fuck was in my vernacular. No. But, well, yeah, kind of. But my dad was a Marine, and fuck is naturally in the vernacular. Like, in the Marine Corps, you can make a whole sentence out of that one word. But I'd heard it so many times between him and my grandpa on my mom's side that she was still boiling the corn and then letting it cool down before she gave it to me. That way I didn't burn myself. And I'm hanging out in the high chair, and she told me that I was sitting there with a fork and a spoon in my hand, slammed my hands down on the high chair. I was like, Mom, hurry the fuck up with my corn. That's exactly what I said. Like,
You shouldn't talk to your mom that way.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
But you did use it correctly.
Exactly. and she just sat there and like tried not to laugh, and then yelled at my dad.
Good for you though. You used it correctly. I would have Brooklyn call like my brothers and be like, "Hey, you fucking asshole! Daddy said call him back."
So I never promoted my daughter swearing, but when she used it right, I would just be like, "Hey, baby, that's an adult word. We don't use that."
So like Brooklyn is, I'm a terrible fucking person because I thought it was the cutest thing when she would say swear words, but now it's like I have her say, I'll be like, just the other day I told her go tell Darren. What did I tell her to do? I forgot what some swear word or whatever to go tell Darren. She's like, no, that's an adult word. That's another thing. She doesn't say adult. She says adult. That's adult word.
Also, that's like your kid is so good that even when you tell her to do something bad,
Gave her permission.
she tells you no. I've heard that a couple times. We're like, go tell him fuck you, and she'd be like, no, daddy, that's an adult word. I'm like, you're such a good kid.
Yeah.
Do you realize how good of a kid you have to be when your dad is telling you to do something
You get
shitty?
the green
You
light.
just got the green
And you
light.
still say no? That's a good kid.
Yeah,
I think that obviously.
I do have good kids. Dude.
Yeah, you do
I
have good kids.
solid kids, man. And Ryan's doing well too. He's fucking straight A's.
In California, though.
In California.
In California.
But he also is doing cross country, and he's like top 3 every race.
Really?
Yeah, he's a fucking runner. You can't say Davis's don't run.
That one don't, but it's fine.
I run my mouth.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Get out of my head.
Okay,
Anyway,
you're
seriously,
right.
thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me, bro.
It was a lot of fun. Cheers to you and your kid
Thank you.
Fuck yeah.
and Heidi,
And Heidi.
And Heidi.
Dude,
and you hold on to her.
bless her fucking.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah. Hold on to that, bro. Yeah. I'm still perplexed, bro. You did
Yeah.
fucking amazing.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I
You ever
appreciate
see
it.
a girl so hot and you're just like, that dude's doing all right for himself?
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean that in the utmost respect. You know,
I'm aware to her. No, I mean,
Anyway, seriously, thank you for coming on.
yeah, no.
Tell all your friends and all 3 of them, and yeah. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Cheers. Have a good night.